Coach Collins out there. The guys from Sanders had before he came to Pitt to where he's at right now, of getting guys to the league and just the technique-wise of how much I have grown as a football player from the time I got here from Florida to Pitt to this present day is light years ahead of where I thought I was going to be. And so that was a whole factor of me coming to Pitt. But then, Coach Dew's not, giving up on me and offering me to come back. And then obviously, you can't miss the fact that on a random Tuesday I can go home and go hang out with my brothers and I got dinner with my grandparents on Wednesday. And just the whole factor of, being able to have the opportunity to play for a hometown, because at the end of the day, I never know if I'm going to live in Pittsburgh, after this year again. So I'm getting that experience to have that ability to do that and living my best life doing it.
But seeing your guys in your position group, the Damar Hamlins of the world go from Pitt into the NFL, that was a big factor.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, him, Jordan Whitehead, all those guys. There's the thing is that makes it so much better is that they come back to the city a lot, and they bring you in with open arms, like Geno Stone, for example. Like, those guys are really good people, and they give me a lot of good things of what I have to do to take the next step to my dream, and they are a big factor, and they're not the reason why I came back. So.
Last one for me. Last year coming up from Florida, you're kind of the new guy working your way into the system. You're honorable mention all ACC, all that stuff. This year, you feel like you're more of a leader?
Oh yeah, 100%. I always say I lead more by example. I've tried to be a little bit more vocal in the DB room to defense to the entire team, but definitely being able to be in a leadership role has helped me grow as a leader, but as much help this team and just bringing everyone together and making the strides we need to take to win this season.
Donovan, transferring in, what made it so easy to kind of pick up the defense so quickly and kind of become a starter right away?
I would say, Coach Sanders. Coach Sanders at the end of the day, I came in January, and that was the first thing we're doing. We're going over what our formations, how we diagnose formations to the basics of defense. Then he said during spring ball, he's like, go out there and just go out front. Don't care about mistakes. Like, those will come, because if you're thinking in football, you're already a step behind at the end of the day. So I went through, made mistakes, and then throughout last summer, I hit the books and really studied the defense down to the last thing, watching guys like Damar Hamlin play and Eric Allen, Brandon Hill, just go through and do their defense to the best of their ability, and I, model my game off of all those guys. So then whenever it came to the games are the easiest part. All I have to do is study during the week, and that's my favorite thing to do, is study something I love to do. It made it easy, and then by week 3 when I got that opportunity to start, I just kind of haven't looked back, and just were able to continue to, by game 1 was totally different than game 12, the flow of the defense and everything like that, and I'm just excited to really play a whole season knowing it in and out.
And you mentioned Coach Sanders. What was kind of your reaction when he got the promotion that he got this summer?
Oh, I was so excited for him. He's like I said, he's the best coach I've had, and he's done nothing but lead me in the right direction, and the positivity he's preached to me. He's not just been a coach; he's been, a mental warrior to me, and a father figure in the facility. And that's all you need at the end of the day. College football has become so business-like, and like you were saying, like I would say professionalized NFL. You need someone, in your room that really does care at the end of the day of what you're about and what you're doing. I was down in Miami training a few weeks ago, and he's calling me, asking me about my 4th of July, and then we get in the room sometimes, and we're not even talking about football. It's talking about how's your family doing, and everything like that. And that's the thing you miss whenever I was deciding on schools. That was the family connection that these coaches bring. There's the staff. We have lost a few coaches on the offense side, one on the defense side, but these guys have been here for years, and they've showed that they've cared about their players, and it really shows. So.
Last one for me. I wanted to ask you about Javon and PJ. You guys got basically 3 different starters for 2 spots. But how do you guys kind of complement each other? Do you guys have different games that kind of fit in differently with everyone?
Yeah, 100%. That's the first thing I want to do is just thank Javon McIntyre, thank PJ O'Brien, and thank Cruz, Jesse, and all those young guys that are pushing me every day, and we're pushing each other every day to be the best players on the field we possibly be come August 31st. Obviously, we complement each other really well, but there's no better factor at the end of the day. It's not even a football thing, I have been in other defensive back areas, and I've talked to other friends who've been countrywide other places, and there has been no better connection that I've had at Pittsburgh with my defensive backs. We're all we went through and had a Friday night. I went and cooked wings and some dip, and we all played college football together. And we're all locked in. We're all best friends, and there's no better connection or chemistry you can get from the game whenever you're close with all your teammates. So there's nothing better I can thank those guys for. And at the end of the day, I can't wait to ride with them for one more season.
Who's the best EA college football player on the team?
Best EA college football player on the team. The guys are gonna hate me, but I gotta give it to Poppy, Raphael Williams right now. I've seen him play a few times, but everyone talks smack until they get behind the sticks behind him, and he hasn't lost anyone on the team yet. So,
thanks.
Donovan,
of course.
Donovan, when you look at the Pittsburgh schedule overall, Clemson's a late season matchup. With you teams sort of coming into Pittsburgh and not being familiar with the history, I guess. What is your impressions of Clemson, and what excites you about that matchup?
So I don't know if many people know. I grew up. My dad's side of the family. They were Florida State fans. So I came up a Florida State fan. I went to the Rose Bowl versus Auburn whenever Calvin Benjamin had the game-winning touchdown in California. So I grew up watching, Clemson play, and obviously I was on the Florida State side of it, saying, okay, Florida State got to beat them, and Clemson beat them a bunch too. So just having the opportunity to play Clemson is really a dream come true. I dreamed and thought about playing them my whole life, and now I'm having the opportunity to do it, and it's exciting because I'm going to be on Clemson's always been one of the best in the ACC, one of the best in the country. So I'm going to be able to go through and play a team like that. I'm excited for the challenge.
Gavin talked about sort of putting Pittsburgh in its rightful place within the conference. And on the defensive side, how did they reach that goal?
You said so. You asked that question again.
Reach that goal to get back to that ACC championship spot in 21.
Oh yeah, we play not selfish at the end of the day. We do our job. Like I said earlier, it doesn't come down to stats at the end of the day. We got to do our 1-11 and our really 1-22 because there's not just 11 people going to be playing on our defense. We have amazing talent everywhere. Like he was talking about earlier, we have multiple safeties that are going to be playing, multiple corners. We have a young linebacker group that is really going to excite the country this year. So I feel like if everyone goes through and does their job and does it unselfishly, we're going to be able to be in that spot to, do what we're supposed to do and be in the ACC championship this year.